Cinerama.
You're listening to Cinerama on Phantom 105.2 with me, Gavin Burke.
Film reviews.
What is the most resilient parasite? A bacteria? A virus? An intestinal worm?
What Mr. Cobb is trying to say.
An idea. Resilient, highly contagious. Once an idea has taken hold of the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate. An idea that is fully formed, fully understood, that sticks. Right in there somewhere.
For someone like you to steal?
Yes, in the dream state, your conscious defenses are lowered, and it makes your thoughts vulnerable to theft. It's called extraction.
Sir Saito, we can train your subconscious to defend itself from even the most skilled extractor.
How can I do that?
Because I am the most skilled extractor.
So begins Inception, the latest thriller from Memento and Dark Knight director Chris Nolan. DiCaprio's team of extractors are approached by Ken Watanabe to implant an idea into Cillian Murphy's mind so he'll break up the massive empire he's heir to. To do this, DiCaprio needs an architect, someone who can create the world of the dream, and this job falls on Ellen Page.
Let me ask you a question. You never really remember the beginning of a dream, do you? You always wind up right in the middle of what's going on.
I guess, yeah.
So how did we end up here?
Well, we just came from the,
Think about it, Ariadne. How did you get here? Where are you right now?
We're dreaming?
You're actually in the middle of the workshop right now, sleeping. This is your first lesson in shared dreaming. Stay calm.
Still with me is Sarah Ann, Ross and Dave. Guys, it's a good show. If only other blockbusters had this brain, Sarah.
Yeah, it's really, it's I suppose because it just seems intelligent and it seems of an age as opposed to trying to appeal to the mass teen audience. I really liked it. I'm kind of getting deflated about it now, though, the conversation we're having here in the studio, so somebody else get excited about this so I don't feel like an idiot.
Dave, we usually bemoan movies that stop and explain everything every 5 minutes, but with Inception it's actually neither.
Yeah, it is necessary. I mean, there's an awful lot going on here. There's levels and layers of complexity, so you are kind of, I guess, playing catch up continually, and it's not difficult to follow by any means, but you do certainly have to keep your eyes and ears open. And it is true, if you actually read the script, I'm sure it does look like quite a lot of exposition, but Nolan's a very talented director and he's able to keep things rattling along. The pace never flags.
As I was saying, 2.5 hours, and I did not notice the time. No. I have to say.
In terms of pacing, it's fabulously done. Yeah,
it gets caught up too much in the how. This is one of the problems I have with it, Ross. It gets too caught up in how we're doing this, but it forgets about the why. The first time I saw it, I've seen it twice. The second time really cleared up a few things for me. The first time I forgot why they were breaking into Cillian Murphy's dreams and what Ken was going to get out of it.
Certainly, yeah. I mean, it's not one of those films you can sort of turn your brain off in the foyer. You really have to pay attention gone through it, but I think that's really is the best thing about it. I mean, it's so satisfying. There's so much meat on it, like there's so much to get your teeth into. You can't tune out, but it's really pays off if you stick with it.
And Saran, terrific special effects, but this isn't the reason we're watching this, because they never overshadow the story. It's always what's happening next.
One of the reasons I love this is because you really engage with the characters, and it's the characters who you're following, not necessarily the storyline for whatever special effects are going to come about next. In particular, the one person that stood out to me the most was Tom Hardy. He was just so interesting and kind of kept the humour in it as well.
You thought he was hot? Come on, just say it.
No, it's a bit too fat. But no, I just thought he was very good in it, and he just kept it interesting all the way along. I thought Ellen Page, who I was dreading seeing in this, because she just, she's just that teen association, but she's broken herself away from that. Of course, Leonardo I thought was great in it, but a lot of people don't like him, so they have problems going to see this. But on so many levels, it just works because of the characters and not necessarily because of anything else. So,
Dave, you're not as wowed as the rest of us.
No, I wasn't wowed. At all, actually. No, I thought it was very, very good. It was an excellent movie. For a summer blockbuster, I guess it is pretty astonishing that something like that was released. And you have to remember there's been many, many, many years before a studio has had the guts to release something like this in the summer period. So that's all to be applauded. But what I was a little bit disappointed by was the fact that it is just a heist movie. It's a very formulaic, let's get a band of eccentric specialists together to pull off an elaborate heist. Yes, the heist involves dreams within dreams within dreams within complexity, but it's just a heist. They're breaking into a bank of sorts, the bank of the mind,
Yes.
not the bank of Ocean's 12. That's it. That's really it. The other complexity comes from the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio has his own psychological traumas going on, and there is a bit of psychology 101 thrown into that, but it is sold and touted as this revolutionary, groundbreaking film that conflates summer blockbuster with Freud, and it just isn't. It's just a heist movie.
Well, Freud would enjoy this movie. He'd get a bang out of it now.
Yeah, but
he would say that's kind of like The Matrix.
But by taking up by having this opinion about a film, which I think is very good and very accomplished on all sorts of different levels, you instantly find yourself on the defensive because everybody else thinks it's the greatest thing since bananas,
right?
And
the Woody Allen movie,
which is ridiculous. It is absurd for something that is a little bit derivative. It does hail from kind of a long cinematic lineage. It's not that revolutionary. It's just a very, very, very good film with some nice ideas, very well executed.
Is Dave been too hard on it?
I think Dave is quite entitled to his wrong opinion. This film just cannot be talked up enough. It is superb. It hasn't. There's just no foot put wrong in it. The cast are brilliant as well. It's an absolute must see, and it's going to make huge money because everybody's going to go back and see it a couple of times as well.
But what Ross has just done is agreed with everything I said. I think this is a really good movie, well acted. You just see, this is what I said. When you take up a position that you just think something is very good, that everybody else thinks is stunning, they instantly think you hate it.
Right.
It's not. I just said it was very good.
You hate this movie.
Such a hater.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad.
It's that kind of polarity that is not helpful with any discussion with anything. If you love or hate, that polarity is not helpful in any discussion.
I have a silly problem with it actually. It's the same with The Dark Knight.
I'm just glad I know how to pitch it now. It's a heist movie. Thanks, Dave.
It is.
That's what I need to know.
The Dark Knight. I thought is this a wrong way to give out about a movie? I thought there were too many stars. I mean, it's got DiCaprio, Watanabe, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Cillian Murphy, Ellen Page, Michael Caine, Tom Hardy, Pete Postlethwaite, Marion Cotillard, and Tom Berenger. And I find it distracting. This person is a big star, so they're going to have a big. Oh no, they don't. Well, why are they in the movie?
I didn't find that distracting. I thought they were very well integrated into the story. Yeah. They didn't stick out as being stars. They were well written characters, as well acted. If anything was a problem or distracting, was the fact that Tom Berenger is a very strange colour.
He is.
Yeah. He's a very strange colour. What's going on there?
Well, I haven't seen him in years.
Yeah,
he's on every
Maybe it's
Sunday
because he's got a funny colour.
So, I mean, is this a new benchmark for the blockbuster movie? Does everybody have to come up to this now?
Yes, completely.
Certainly, yeah.
Most definitely.
Dave?
Oh, I'd hope so. For a summer blockbuster, it's great that it's out there. That it exists at the summer
I mean, you
period.
look back on what's been out so far, Iron Man, and Iron Man was still good, but it's nowhere on this.
You don't need to pay it. You just watch it and you enjoy it. But it's just so refreshing to go to the cinema and have a film that you actually need to pay attention to. Do you know what I mean? It's been so long since I've seen a film where you could sort of feck off for 20 minutes and come back and not miss anything. You got to stay awake.
And no product placement.
An easy 5, easily.
Saran?
Definitely 5.
Dave?
4.
4 and 5s out of 5s for Inception.